Hey guys, guess what? It's time to learn some solving with algebra tiles. Woo! So everyone has been struggling with how to solve equations. So I'm going to make some quick videos on how we did it last year using algebra tiles. And I hope this helps to make sense of things. Okay, so I have a couple different kinds of tiles here. I have these long rectangular ones. These are our X tiles. These represent 1X, okay? This is a positive on the green and a negative on the red. And then these are our ones tiles, yellow for positive, red for negative, okay? So I'm going to use tiles to show this equation. Each rectangle represents 1X, so there's my 2X's to represent 2X. And then there's two ones to represent 2 over here. And then I need 6 ones to represent 6 over here. Our goal is to figure out what 1x equals, like always. Okay, I have x's over here. I have no x's over here. So I want to get rid of these extra ones tiles that are over here with these x's. How do I get rid of positive 2? We're going to subtract 2. With the tiles, that means putting 2 negatives out there, okay? But I do want to show this algebraically. We do subtract 2 from both sides. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So there's my minus 2 here and my minus 2 here. What these create is what's called zero pairs, okay? Because if I have a positive 1 minus 1, that equals 0, and it will just go away, right? There's another zero pair, okay? So those just go away. There's another positive 1 and negative 1 to create a zero pair, and there's another positive and negative to create a zero pair. What I'm left with after I get rid of my zero pairs is I still have my 2x over here. I have no more 1s because those went to 0, and then I have 6 minus 2, which is what I showed with the tiles, to leave me with 4. Now, we know how to solve this, most everyone, but let's show what we do with the tiles. We do know we need to divide by 2. What that means is we are going to divide our tiles into 2 equal groups. Okay, so there's my 2 equal groups over here, my x's. And if I divide these into 2 groups, I get 2 groups of 2. That means that with 1x, there are 2 1s. I have divided these into 2 equal groups. So I'm only worried about what 1x equals. So there's my 1x equals 2, which is what we do whenever we divide. 4 divided by 2 is my 2. Now that we've got the idea behind algebra tiles, let's try one that's a little bit more complicated. Okay, notice we're going to have x's on both sides. We're going to start with our 4x, so get your 4 positive x's out there, and then we are doing a minus 3, so we need 3 red little ones. Then we've got 6x over here. Put all those positive x's over here. That's 3, 5, 6, and then 5 1s for our plus 5. Make sure that you have them on the right side. Okay. We have focused before on moving numbers first, but we really need to realize we've got to get x's together. So I'm going to move my x's first. I have more x's over here than over here, so I'm going to subtract these so I don't end up with a negative. Okay, so there's my minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 to get rid of my 4x's over here. Notice we are subtracting 4x, not just 4. And we do have to make sure that we line up our x's with our x's and our numbers with our numbers, because we can't take rectangles from little squares, okay? So there's my 4x here, or minus 4x here, and my minus 4x here. Now we're going to get rid of our zero pairs. All those go away, okay? And that leaves me with 0 x's over here. And then I'm going to get rid of my 0 pairs over here, a positive and a negative to make a 0 pair. What I'm left with, I still have my 3 negative ones here. This sign always goes with the number, okay? Always take the sign in front of the number. So we have negative 3 equals my 2x that I have left over here, and we still have our plus 5. Okay, now we need to move our 1s. We have our x's, need to get rid of these 1s. We are going to subtract 5 1s from both sides. Okay, there's my minus 5 there, and I am going to do minus 5 over here because what I do on one side, I have to do to the other. Okay, there's minus 5 here and minus 5 here. Algebraically, this is what we do, and negative 3 minus 5, that gets us negative 8, and hopefully this tiles really helps to show you that. So no zero pairs over here because it's negatives and more negatives. I'm left with my 2x over here, and then all my zero pairs over here go away to leave me with 0. All right, so now I have my negative 8 equals 2x. We are going to divide this by 2. That means I need 2 even groups or even enough groups. Okay, so dividing these into 2 groups. All right, see my group of negative 4 and my second group of negative 4, my group of x and my group of x. So my goal is to get 1x. What does 1x equal? Well, 1x equals negative 4. All right, now we get to talk about collecting like terms. Notice I have 2x plus 3 plus 2x. So let's go ahead and show our 2x and then plus 3. And then I do have plus 2 more x. I hope you're noticing that some things can go together. Okay, and then over here we have positive 6, 4, 5, 6, and then we do have 3x, 1, 2, 3, and then we have a minus 2, so we need 2 of those red ones to show taking away 2. Over here, we have the same tiles in 2 different spots. We can put those together. This is combining like terms. 2x plus 2 more x. I'm not going across the equal sign, so I'm not doing opposite operation. I am literally just putting together what is over here already. Okay, so that leaves me with 4x, and then I still have my 3 1s. Over here, I only have 3 x's, but what's going on with my 1s? I can make some zero pairs here. Okay, I can combine my 6 minus 2. I think we all know what 6 minus 2 is, but let's take away our zero pairs. There's 1 zero pair, there's another zero pair, and I'm left with 4 1s. So plus 4. That's our 6 minus 2 to leave us 4. Now, we're going to move our x's first. Remember, we've got to get our x's on the same side. So I have 4 here and 3 here. I'm going to get rid of my least number. Minus 1x, minus 2x, minus 3x to zero those out. Okay, that is subtracting my 3x from 3x to get my x's to go away. And what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. There's my minus 3x on this side. What happens whenever I get rid of my zero pairs? Okay, all those go away and all these go away. I am left with just 1x, which 4x minus 3x is 1x. I still have my plus 3 equals, there are now 0 x's over here, but I do still have my 4 positives. Okay, now we're going to get rid of these yellow tiles. Okay, our 1s, we want our 1s to go away, so I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. That means I need 3 red ones over here to show my subtracting 3, and 3 red ones over here to show my subtracting 3 from both sides. Get rid of my 0 pairs. Okay, those all go away. And then let's make sure we get our 0 pairs over here. There's another set, there's another set. And I am left with my 1x, or just x. There are no more 1s over here. And 4 minus 3, that did leave me with a positive 1. Okay, last one. The parentheses, okay? The parentheses has given us a lot of trouble. What parentheses are meaning is I have so many groups, and this is saying I have two groups of x plus 1. Okay, so there's an x and a plus 1, but they are grouped together. They are attached. I cannot separate them. Okay, there's one group of x plus 1, and here's another group of x plus 1. I have to have my two different groups. And you can kind of think of these as stacked on top of each other. Okay, you are not going to know exactly how many x's or exactly how many 1s I'm going to have until I distribute this 2 to the x and a 2 to the 1, okay? So there's multiplying my 2 times x, showing I do have 2x, and then my 2 times 1 to show I do have 1s. Now that we have separated our two groups, okay, we have a 2x plus 2. Now that we have distributed this, that parentheses goes away, and they are no longer grouped, okay? That makes us be able to work with them now. And I do have my equals 4x still over here. Let's put my 4x's. Okay, I only have x's over here. I have no 1s. So I do not want to move 1s over here and then have to move my x's back. Okay, just move your x's because we want to get all of our x's on the same side. Okay, if I want to get rid of 2 positive x's, I'm going to subtract 2x, and what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. Okay, so there's my minus 2x, minus 2x. Over here, I've got my 0 pairs I'm taking away. That leaves me with my 2, and then there's my 0 pairs I'm taking away over here. I'm left with 2 equals 2x. All right, and now we do our dividing. We're going to divide these x's by 2 so that we have our 2 different groups, and 1 tile will go with each so that 1x equals 1.